Welcome, folks. My name is Jennifer Bautista. I am one of the transfer admissions counselors at Seattle University. Thanks for joining us today. We have a resource panel here full of our wonderful campus partners who are going to be sharing some info on the resources available that their offices provide, a little bit about their office as well. So we will go ahead and get started with some introduction. So if you all would like to introduce yourself with your name, your pronouns, the office that you're representing, and the role in your office, that would be amazing. I will go ahead and pass it to Sandra.
Hi, I'm Sandra Louie. I go by she, her, and I am actually working at the International Student Center, and I'm one of the 3 assistant director here, serving the students as their immigration advisor. I'll pass it on to Marissa.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marisa Robledo. I use she, her pronouns. I am in the Center for Student Involvement as the Associate Director, working with the undergrad, graduate, student governments, and leadership programming. And I will pass it to Kim.
Hi, my name is Kim Thompson. My pronouns are they, them. I'm the Senior Director of the Office for Disability Services. And I'm going to throw it to Angie.
Thanks, Kim. Hi, everyone. My name is Angie Jenkins, and I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the director of our Learning Assistance Programs Office.
And I'll wrap us up. Happy National Transfer Student Week, which is happening right now. Maybe you're watching this at a later date. My name is Mia Strautsis. I use she, her pronouns, and I am also one of our transfer admissions counselors. Really nice to have all of our campus partners here with us today. And I'm going to pass it back to Jenny for the first question, and we'll answer in the same order.
Wonderful. Thanks, y'all. All right, so let's jump right into it. In what ways do transfer students contribute to the Seattle University community?
Well, to start with, are the international students coming in to SU. I think they bring a variety and a vast variety of experiences from their background, and a lot of the transfer students coming in through our campus, I think from the community surrounding here in Seattle. So some of them, they feel like they are already a student here, and they feel very at home. So coming to SU adds a really a vibrant community for them. But one thing that I hope that we can provide to them is extend our services to them, because a lot of these students probably just don't know some of the services that are available as a transfer student coming in. And that's one of the things that we work as here at the international students, is to provide those basic kind of services that would help them to be knowledgeable about our community here at SU.
As I think about transfer students and the impact they have on our community, I think about their involvement on campus. So the Center for Student Involvement has different clubs, different opportunities for students to get involved. Within student government, there is a transfer student position for undergrads to seek and serve and represent their constituency. Transfer students also have clubs and have opportunities to get involved and become part of the leadership. And so I think of them getting involved and being a part of student leadership on campus and making an impact on a larger scale for students that are also transfer students or just the student population in general.
So when I listen to my colleagues, what I think of as transfer students bring to the university is perspective. transfer students have been not only to high school, but also to another institution, and sometimes more than one, and have more perspective on this whole process than maybe our first time in college students do. And so one of the things I value about what transfer students add to the diversity of our campus is perspective.
Kim, you took the words from me because that's exactly what I was going to go with. It's always interesting to me as I meet with transfer students for individual consultations, for example, and I hear the range of perspectives. And I think for us sometimes at SU, we get so immersed in doing things the way we've always been doing them. And then when we start to get questions from transfer students who've had different experiences, like, why are we doing it this way? Or can we think about this differently? That really is such a huge contribution in that it helps us to think and grow and enhance what it is we're doing because we have this different perspective. So that's something I would just echo what Kim said. I really appreciate the additional perspectives and questions that transfer students bring.
Hi, everyone. My apologies for being late. My computer decided to restart. I'm Miley Slepsky. I use she, her pronouns. I am with the Center for Community Engagement and Associate Director for Campus Engagement. I don't want to be redundant because I think that's exactly what I was thinking as well. They just offer a fresh new perspective. I think we really like to partner them with some of our current staff to just have conversations and talk. But it's refreshing and really valuable, their feedback and their perspectives.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much for sharing. A lot of love for transfer students at Seattle University from each of you. I have the next question, which is, what is one event or maybe a type of meeting that your office puts on that you would recommend transfer students attend, and why?
That would be me. I think we started doing a meet and greet session so that the students can come and meet each of our staff here at the International Student Center, and it in a way that they can, because each of them is assigned to one of the advisors here in the office. So that gives them that opportunity and the opportunity for our office staff to meet each of the individual students too, and just getting to know the student as a person. They've been going through the application process, everything that we kind of go with, knowing their name and their ID number and their I-20 and all that. But we want to meet the student to just get that individual connection and knowing who the student is, and just kind of like, not only just by name, but how they're doing, what they're doing, if they need anything else we can help with. And so this is something I think it's very, very valuable, is to form that connection with the student.
In our office, we host so many different events where students can get involved, but I am going to share two. So the first one is involvement fair. We have 2 involvement fairs on campus, and this is a way for students to find a community, get involved, find a club, find a place to be themselves and be a part of. And we have involvement fair in the fall and winter quarters of the academic year. It's great. We have over 100 clubs and campus partners tabling with us in the quad. Well, during the fall, it's in the quad. During the winter, it's a little bit gloomy, so we move that program inside so we can keep you all dry. But my favorite tradition on campus would have to be the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. I would not miss that for the world. It is so beautiful. It's a time for all of us to come together. There's hot chocolate and cookies and Santa and Christmas tree lights. And it's something that I have never experienced before coming to Seattle U. Me being new to the institution and having experienced that for the first time last year, it was very impactful. And I think it's a beautiful experience to be a part of.
I want you to bring back the reindeer. I missed the reindeer from the year before. So our office is not as much fun as the Center for Student Involvement, but we do offer a number of services to students. And the most important thing for transfer students to do is contact us early. Contact us before you decide on Seattle U. If you have questions about what accommodations would look like with us, you can call anyone in our office and ask those questions and have a brief meeting even before you confirm with us. And then after you are confirmed, it's critical that we get a meeting with you, we see you, we look at your documentation and help make that accessibility plan for your time at SU, because it's important to remember that each college decides individually what is an accommodation at their school. So it may be that Seattle Central has provided this, but we don't provide it because how we teach, our classes are structured may be different. So the accommodations may be the same, they may not be. And deciding that on a case-by-case basis with one of our counselors in an interactive process is what the law requires. And so I know that sounds like way not as much fun as the Christmas lighting ceremony, but it's probably equally important. So what my advice to you, what I want you to do is, soon as you're thinking about us, make a call to our office, that's Disability Services, and schedule just even a small meeting before you confirm to talk about what accommodations you've had and what accommodations you plan to use at the university.
The Learning Assistance Programs event that I think about for transfer students, we have a variety of events, but the one that is I would highlight is our Learning Strategy Workshop series. And this basically is a workshop series where we have featured facilitators sharing information with a student group about different topics. So, I know sometimes for folks, when they think about academic support, they think straight about content support, so bio tutoring or nursing tutoring, but we always want to talk about strategy. And oftentimes for transfer students, when they're coming in, it's like adjusting to this new academic environment that is SU. And so those workshops are an amazing resource, because then not only do you get this information, but you're in a space with other students and can hear other students saying, oh, that's a challenge for me too, or let me hear what you do and I will share what I do. So it's this idea of learning in community is such a significant piece of this academic journey, is being around others and learning together and supporting each other. So those workshops are amazing for that. But I know, again, folks tend to go to the tutoring side of things. So I just want to encourage folks to come to the workshop side of things because they're an amazing resource.
For the Center for Community Engagement, I think this year we were really excited to bring back our block party. It's our big welcome back event for students. Besides being, out in these wonderful spaces on campus, it's also an opportunity to really learn about what we offer. If students are interested in connecting with campus or community, we have lots of different opportunities. So we have food and games and music and things like that, and we're out in a really really open space where we can engage, but also we'll have all of our programming tables set up where you can speak with the different staff who run the program and really figure out kind of where in the community you might be interested in engaging, and where we can, if there's a program that actually works well for both your school and your academic needs, as well as your interest in engaging in the community. So it's a really fun event. It happens in the fall quarter, right when everyone comes back from school or back to school.
So many great resources, everyone. Thanks so much for sharing. We kind of talked about this already, but if you all have anything else to add, please do so. So the following question is, how would you describe the SU student community and what opportunities are there for transfer students to get involved?
Oh, did we skip the resources? question?
Yes,
Okay.
we're skipping that for now. Yeah.
Okay. So as far as for some of the opportunities for students to get involved on campus for international students through our offices, that we have events that are planned. I know with a lot of events on campus, but we kind of pull together on a lot of events to kind of pull the international students together. We have the big events that is scheduled for this year at the end of February is the international dinner. That's a one-page event that we put out, and students can get volunteer and be part of the community to put together the programs, but just programs overall for our international population is quarterly throughout that we plan. But the opportunities are I know it's very limited because some of these transfer students are coming here to campus and they're taking classes and then they're working on campus or some, so their schedule is a little bit busier than the students who are first year and second year. So we get those events happen more of like on a smaller individual session in that they have an opportunity to meet other students, and we as a staff can be part of that and kind of like, I think it's helping them to feel like this is their second home away from their home. And so some of that program is targeted really specific for just the international students community. And so, and then there's so many other events that like Center for Student Involvement put on, but we try to form connection also across campus just to partner so that we don't repeat programs. But sometimes it does, some of these students feel like it's a community that they belong to, that is more specifically for them, and especially with being here new and not knowing a lot of other students, and the anxiety of being somebody who is not part of a group, the larger group, like some of the events that are happening around campus. So we focus more on that, is smaller individual programming that we can get to know the student better as an individual. So that is our focus for our office.
I think about our community, our student community being unique than anywhere else I've been in a positive way. The students are great. They are involved, they are passionate about what they're studying, and they love the campus. During my first spring was last spring, and the students just sitting on the grass and having like little picnics and being together with each other. That was great to see, and something different to see, having come from Nevada where spring's already hot and like people are looking for AC. So seeing the students outside having picnics and being in community with one another is great. I think about the opportunities for students to get involved is just seeking out clubs and organizations, or their micro communities, their families on campus, because Seattle U becomes your home. So what family do you build? Who is your chosen family here on campus? I would advocate that you all stop by our office in the Student Center. We're on the 3rd floor in 350, and come talk to us. We have students working the front desk. We have our organizations that are in there working on projects that you can talk with. We have over 100 clubs that you can get involved with. We're on Connect SU. Even prior to becoming a student, you can go onto the website and see what events we have going on and what clubs are available to join. And that's just a great way to see what's happening on campus and to see see if you see yourself getting involved with any of these organizations. We really do want you to find your community and feel connected and feel like this is your home. It's important that we build that sense of belonging and that family for you all.
When I think of the SU student community, they are active, engaged, and feisty. The student community on our campus is the only reason I'm happy every day, because the students, they're learning, and they're hold the administration and the staff accountable. The opportunities for involvement are really endless. Even if we had a new club this year called the Infinity Club for students on the spectrum. That wasn't there last year, but students got together and said, we need a club. We need a club for this specific affinity group, and they created one. So the student community is rich, and the opportunities for involvement, if you are willing to be active and get engaged, really, you can write your own ticket that way. It's come and help us be part of the fabric of our community that way.
Thanks, Kim, and I'll echo some of those things. First, I do have to give the caveat that sometimes I apologize that my light in my office goes off. So when it goes black, I'm trying to move to keep it on. So just giving you that piece. One of the things I would add to what Kim mentioned, and this is me being frank here, along the lines of the feisty pieces, is that I've heard from transfer students that sometimes coming into the SU community, it can feel a little intimidating because students come across as if they have it all together and they know what they're doing, etc. And I just want to, echo the idea that it might appear that way, but I guarantee you that there are some students who are also having the same challenges or concerns that you might be having coming in. So trying to push beyond that, what you might see as, oh, everybody has it together, but I don't, which can be intimidating, is to recognize that folks are struggling with different things for themselves as well, and figuring out how to navigate that. So I just want to provide that encouragement, because I hear that often in individual consultations. So pushing through that and being willing to engage and being willing to share your voice, contributing to that community. In terms of what there is to what opportunities, in our office, we do have opportunities for student employment. So for folks to be tutors or study group facilitators or conversation group leaders. And we have a lot of transfer students who apply for that. So I would encourage folks to be involved in that way, as well as the general events, but I'd like to highlight that piece.
I echo a lot of what is said. I think going last is hard because people have said some beautiful things. I think of Seattle U in all of the years that I've been here as just really strong. I have always loved watching students embrace one another as new students come in. I feel like it is a welcoming community. I think I really hold in my heart what Marissa said about finding your community. I think that is key to having a strong, positive experience here at Seattle U. And it looks different for everyone, but I think once people kind of find their community and they can really land and settle in, that's when things kind of all start feeling a little bit easier. I love all of the opportunities that we have on campus to engage, the clubs, the events and things. I think what we have to offer in the Center for Community Engagement is also this connection to the outside community. Seattle U is amidst a beautiful community with amazing culture and amazing individuals that we have so much to learn and grow with and from. And I think that we can provide that opportunity to connect and encourage some of the interests that students have if they want to get outside of the immediate campus community. We've got opportunities to work with really the spectrum. So if you have an interest, we can usually place you with a community partner or connect you with a community partner where you can find how to engage in a way that that you're comfortable with, and that really helps to kind of propel your experience here at Seattle U.
Thank you so much for all of these really genuine and thoughtful answers. We're nearing the end of our panel, but I just want to highlight how many offices are doing really innovative work to provide programming for students that is very unique. And also that there are so many different ways to find belonging at Seattle University for transfer students. So thank you all for sharing. Next question is, in your work with Seattle University students, because you have worked with many, transfer students specifically, what have you learned about the academic and the social experience for transfer students?
I think from our side, I would advise students ask questions. Just ask questions, because there's so many, like, there's assumption that this transfer students are coming in, like for us, because the international students have an added piece to it, that is the immigration part that they have to take care of in as a student, and that's an extra load, and a lot of that we feel like, please don't assume that, you know, this is the same as when you were at the community college that you were at before, or at any school before, because with the rules in immigrations, it's the same, but it's just that the practices at the different schools are a little bit different. The ways that we take a student in and how we process the paperwork. So you really have to ask questions. If there is something that you're wondering, how do I do this? Call us, email. We have virtual hours that you can hop on and ask, because we want to take care of this immigration issues before it's too late. Then it'll put you out of status, and it's getting harder to get into your immigration status if you are out. So, like, you know, as a transfer student coming in, we have to get the CVIS record from the other school pulled in and get that transferred to Seattle U. And sometimes I think as a transfer student coming in, you could think that, oh, it'll automatically be transferred because I'm going to the Seattle U, but it's not. It has to be initiated by you as a student. So that is something that is a lot of like assumption that goes into that process, and so we end up not doing what we're supposed to do. So all that I can say is ask questions, call us, email us, and do whatever that you need to get in contact with us so that we can take care of things before it's too late. And that goes the same with the department. Like, you know, our office get questions like, oh, what classes do I take? Oh, your academic advisor, you know, get in touch with them right away as soon as you're admitted and you confirm that you come to SU. Talk to them, get that answer straightened out before even you step on campus, and that's possible. A lot of the staff here have hours that are, email, Zoom, call phone, any kind of option, just get to it. That's all that I can advise for all of you as you're entering Seattle University.
The first thing I think about is this year's transfer students that are new to the institution. There was a special orientation held for our transfer students. They were able to connect in the transfer link, which is a special space on campus for transfer students. And they were able to build community amongst themselves, start doing study groups together, talk about their classes, and create this little community where they were able to use the transfer link that we have on campus, and hang out together and be in community. The things that I hear from students is how how our classroom sizes are smaller, and they enjoy that. They enjoy that we're on a quarter system because they get to taste a little bit of everything in their classes, get to try new things. We hear about the events that they go to and wanting to be a part of the community. And I think that's important. You chose to continue your education at Seattle U, and we want you to be a part of our community, to be a Red Hawk. Take advantage of the events that are happening on campus, the events inside, outside the classroom, and the sporting events. Be able to immerse yourself in that and be able to call yourself a true Red Hawk. Participate in what makes you a part of our community as a whole. But yeah, so I honestly do think about the transfer orientation and how those students became their own little close-knit community. And even though they're in different areas of study, they chose to stay together and work together and study together because those were their friends that they met at orientation, and that's where they felt at home.
I want to go back to something that Sandra said, which is don't assume. So it's really important when I think about what the academics are. The academics are at any university are going to be different than they are at a community college, but they are particularly different, I think, here in terms of we are a fully face-to-face campus. We're a small university, so there isn't going to be 6 sections of every course. And it's very participatory. Our Jesuit Catholic education is participatory. You have to come and be involved. It's something that you're paying for and you want to be really active in, because they are small classes. If you don't come to class, it's very noticeable. When I was a student at SU, that was startling to me. I was also a transfer student from a community college to SU, and it was startling how small the classes are, how personal the attention is most of the time, and that it's noticed if you don't come to class. That's a great thing. The education, the academic connection and progress, it's a great education. If you're planning to go on to graduate school, come here. We will teach you how to get to your next step. It's outstanding, but know that it's not, no university is like another university is like another university. It's not homogenous. So don't assume, ask questions. Again, contact us early, and just really see if you can get a flavor for the place, because it's a unique experience and very good one.
Sorry, button wasn't clicking. Thank you for sharing that, Kim. For me, a couple things that I think about when I think about the interactions that I've had with transfer students, particularly I'm thinking about in individual consultations. I've learned that transfer students are very curious. They'll ask the questions about why does SU do this way, or making the comparison from their previous institution. And so a lot of conversation happens around how to navigate this space that they're now currently in, the SU space. So what does that look like? And sometimes it is challenging, pushing back on, no, this is not how it should be, or this is how I'd like it to be. And so that willingness that I hear from transfer students to then ask those questions and to put themselves in those places where, they might be asking a difficult question. I have heard from folks doing the social realm about, like, especially for older transfer students, they're like, okay, this is a different experience, when I'm in a class with 18 and 19-year-olds, how do I navigate this space? So there's a lot of talk about what does that look like? And you do bring some wisdom. I know you might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm out of it. But you do bring that wisdom. So seeing that as I have these conversations with transfer folks has been really interesting to learn and observe.
I think the transfer students that I've worked with, I would say I hear the feedback that it can be really hard to feel connected, and that it takes a little bit to feel like you really get, because we are a very small institution, it feels very hard to like at times to really figure out what to do and where to go. I would say my thoughts would be to just like try to jump in, ask the questions, find a mentor, go to the events, you know, go on Connect Issue, find events that are interesting to you, and really jump in, submerge yourself with those opportunities. But I also find like once you can find that community or find that mentor, they can continue to help connect you based on your interests and your needs. So whether it's a full office that you feel comfortable with or an individual person, find those people that can really kind of hug you while you come in and direct you in that direction that that will continue to get you and keep you engaged.
Aaliyah led us perfectly into our last and final question, folks. What would be one piece of advice you would give to a transfer student as they navigate transitioning to SU or transitioning to SU or a four-year college environment? So one piece of advice that you all would give to a transfer student navigating this process.
I would say attend those orientations and workshops that offices, your academic department has set up, because that's your opportunity to really like walk on and meet somebody in person. And, you know, if question arise, you can get help directly. Like everybody says, this is a small campus. So that is your most important thing, is why, you know, take that opportunity and meet the person, you know, the advisor, like one of us at the international student in person, talk to us about the issues you have or something that you have question or concern, or your academic. A lot of students, I think, coming in, I noticed one issue with our students that I work to, that they've never met their academic advisor in person. So that's like, wow, you've been here for like, you know, 2 years. Now you're finishing, graduating, and you've never met your academic advisor in person. I'm just like, wow, that's, you know, you need to, you know, email and Zoom is not the only thing. So I think that's that's my advice for transfer students coming in.
For students that are joining us and entering Seattle U, I ask you to explore the campus, explore the events, explore the buildings, find your spot, find your people. So be curious and explore.
Get involved, get involved, get involved. You get out of it what you put into it. Come expecting to be engaged, study on campus, at the commuter link or in the library, wonderful library, or in the new building, which has views like you'll never get in Seattle, places to study. Come to campus and get involved, and you'll have a much richer experience.
Yes, just echoing all that, I would say find your village, find your people. It is, you know, I think back to my undergrad experience, and that is what got me through. I didn't transfer, but it was a challenging experience. And if I did not have those places of connection, the people, the offices, I would not have survived undergrad. So I would say definitely find your people, find your village to support you through this entire process.
Mine, very similar. I think find those events, find those things on campus that have that are interesting to you, or even that you don't know if they're of interest to you. Most likely there'll be food there, and we know that all students love the food piece of it. And so find those things that fit your interests and create your community. It's really how all the pieces, I think, will eventually then start to feel like they fall together.
Thank you so much to our amazing panelists. This was such a great time to spend with you all. Thank you for your deep knowledge. I hope everybody watching this has learned a little bit about our offices on campus, all of the amazing resources and support that's available to transfer students. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions.